reading this pop-up message thing that came on the screen here. We'll worry about that later. What is happening? Welcome to Wednesday Live and welcome to Homebuilt Workshop. I hope you're all having an awesome day. Things are going well around here. Paul's here. Paul, you're early. Beat me. I had a slight delay because I had to restart the thing because it wouldn't connect to the internet. Go figure. Internet problems. Oh boy. Anyway, what's going on, Paul? How are things going in your world? Looks like you got some tellies underway. Neptunes is here. What's up, brother? Neptune says, what's up? What's going on, man? Right on. We got, like always, well, almost always, tasty warm coffee here. It's a little bit chilly here in Colorado. We've been, I don't know, we've been in like the teens and 20s only the last few days, and it's kind of cold. So again, the heater's going. If there's an annoying sound, you let me know and I'll turn it off. Robert's here. Morning, Robert. How are you doing? Right on. Right on. All right, we'll give everybody a couple of minutes here to get tuned in. And then we'll get up to speed as to what's going on here and what's going on in your world. Meanwhile, you guys let me know. What are you working on? What's on your workbench? Or what are you up to? I'll show you what's on my bench shortly. And we'll make sure that this here sound is off. We are good. I don't want that thing to be ringing in your ears. Neptune says, I have to watch on my phone today. We have no internet while work is going on in the computer room. Oh, I know what those internet issues are like. And sometimes I'm kind of thankful that we have the internet in our pocket. Speaking of that, something funny that I thought about, and I was talking with my daughter about the other day. She was working on some math homework, which, like me, she doesn't really enjoy it a whole lot. So I sympathize with her on that, but I try to help as best I can. And how many of you remember back in the day, like, I don't know, middle school or something, that your math teachers always said, you need to know how to do this stuff because you're not going to walk around with a calculator in your pocket. Yeah, yes, we kind of do now. But still, who remembers that? I know I do. But I try not to use it unless I absolutely need to. But I thought that was kind of funny. Because we were sitting at the table and I told my daughter that our teachers used to tell us that, and then I just kind of set the phone there and she's like, oh yeah. But she's still got to learn her math. Still important. As much as I don't like it. Robert says, we got a little snow last night. Not enough to fully cover the ground, but a little. Currently, it's 34. Right on. Currently here, it's like 18 degrees or something like that. Yeah, 18 degrees. It's a little bit chilly. But not too bad in here. Still got the heavy coat on, but... Neptune says, I love technology. I do too. I like it. I'm not always one that has the latest everything, but I do like technology. You know, I know people that, you know, as soon as there's a new version of something out, like they're right there to get it. I'm not quite on that level, but I do like it as well. Neptune says, I remember that. Norm says, working on a reverse Firebird K&E body, Warmoth neck, gonna use your Timbermate fill technique. Oh, right on. Yeah, the Timbermate. Timbermate's great. This one's probably getting dried out. I haven't used it in a little while, but this stuff is awesome for filling the grain, especially if you scoop a little out, put it in a little bowl, thin it with some water, and you smear it on kind of a thin paste. This stuff works awesome. I don't use it all the time. Sometimes I'll use an actual like a paste grain filler, but this stuff is great. I've got a couple different kinds. The cool thing, the thing that I like about it is, well, it's water based, so you thin it with water, but you can get it in a bunch of different colors. And I believe, I've not tried it, or have I? I was gonna say you could add some pigment to this if you needed to color it a certain color. Super cool stuff. Smells like Band-Aids, like burning Band-Aids. but this, yeah, Timbermate is great. Made in Australia, I believe. Fairly certain. Yes, made in Australia. So I've got a couple different shades here. I've got a mahogany, and I got this. What is this? Maple beech pine. Those are the ones that I currently have. Let's see how dry that is. It's not. Oh, there's the Band-Aids. Why do I keep smelling it? Stop it. Yes, definitely good stuff. The Timbermate filler for filling. On a normal project, I typically try not to use filler, but for like guitars, filling grain and all that, absolutely. I highly recommend the Timbermate. Robert says the video quality today is a bit low and a bit fuzzy and jerky. Seems to be getting better. Robert, fingers crossed that everything clears up. I did, like I said earlier, I got started a couple minutes late because I was having connection issues. The iPad wasn't connecting to the thing, and so I had to restart the iPad, and then everything connected right away. So I don't know. You keep me updated though. Hopefully it doesn't get worse. There's Henry. Henry says, morning. Good morning, Henry. How are you doing today? What are you working on? That's tasty stuff. Good old coffee. So, I don't know if you saw. Let's see. I did a short yesterday. I've been trying to do a few more of those. It seems like those are the shorts are a thing. But talking about a favorite part of the project that I just finished, which was a leather guitar strap. I made this guy yesterday. Got a little Haley Guitars logo on there. I am super happy with this. This is a project that I've been wanting to do for about at least a year and a half. When I built a guitar and out of cherry. I think I've shared some stuff about this before, but it's been a while. I built a guitar, put it all together, and I always use these Schaller strap locks because I have had I'm sure those of you that play guitar, you've probably had a strap come off, and that is really scary. I've never had one slam on the ground, but I have had them come off before. And when I was playing live, playing lots of shows, I didn't want anything to come apart. So I always use strap locks. I bought the strap locks. They're installed on the guitar about a year and a half ago. And I'm like, man, I got to make a strap for this because I want a cool strap to go with this guitar. And finally made one. And I am really happy with it. It's just a single thickness leather because if I was going to line this, I'd have to stitch all the way around, which looks really awesome. But I don't have a leather sewing machine, so I would have had to do it by hand, and that would have taken about 48 days. So for now, I just did a single thickness of leather. It's about I think it's around a 9 ounce or so. Um, yeah, really happy with the way this turned out. Just started doing the edit for this video. Um, should be out this weekend. At least that's the plan for this. And then I've started preparing for the next project, or one of the next projects anyway. Since right now I'm kind of using this month to get caught up on things. You know, last year I spent a lot of time working on the acoustic guitar and just didn't get to some other projects that I'd been wanting to do, like this, and a few other things. So I'm kind of using this, you know, this here first few weeks of the year to get some other stuff knocked out of the way. Just, you know, just some projects. There's always those projects. I don't know about you, but I've got a list, a whole bunch of things that I want to make, and there's certain ones that are always hanging in the back of my brain that that I want to get to, and until I can check those off the list, this is one of them. So now that this is done, it's another one that I can clear from my mind mentally. So yeah, leather guitar strap video coming this weekend. Not really. It's not a super difficult project, but I love the look of it. The leather that I used it's kind of almost got a distressed kind of look to it. Partly because it was a little bit beat up. Not bad, but there were some marks and things in there. But I love the way that after I applied the dye to it, it kind of looks distressed. Let's see. Neptune says, nice. Paul says, looks great. Henry says, that's a super cool strap. I'd buy one. You know, I have thought about making some of these. I think that would be pretty awesome to have, you know, make like a dozen of these and, you know, just have them available. I think it'd be pretty cool. Take a little bit of time, but not horrible. I don't know. I might have to think about that because this was really a cool project. Robert says, I watched the video on making the leather skillet handle. Also rewatched a couple of your other videos this morning. Right on. Yeah, I know the last week's video was also a leather project, but that's another thing that I wanted to do. It's been on my list for a long time. I thought, well, while I'm working on leather stuff, I'm going to go ahead and just knock this out. I already had, you know, the tools and things out. So, yeah, we're going to have 2 leather projects in a row. Harry Dude, what's up? Harry Dude says, hello everyone. What's up, man? How are things going? I was just talking about Australia. Well, not quite Australia, but Timbermate, made in Australia. We were talking about that a minute ago. So, how's it going, man? Are you all back to work? You got the shop open back up and everything? Henry says, I like the red beer bottle cap strap stoppers. The shallers are nice, but I can never get them to stay tight. These, as my voice scratches, these are the new version. And I think I've lost a part for it, honestly. These, so in the past, the shallers would have a little nut, and you just tighten the nut down. And I completely agree that I have had those come loose. I ended up where I would put a little drop of Loctite on here, crank it down, and that would hold it really well. This one's a little bit different. Let's see if it'll focus there. This has a little knob, really, that you tighten down by hand. And there is, if I can get it to focus, don't look at me, look at this camera. There's a little hole right there anyway, I hope you can see that. There's actually a set screw that is supposed to go in there. I think I've lost the set screw. I think. The little packaging that it came in, I feel like it was in this little hole. And I didn't pull it out when I threw it in the trash. So now, I don't know where those went. So I'm going to have to try to find one. There's a set screw that you're supposed to put in there, and I guess it's supposed to tighten it up. Maybe it doesn't have a set screw. I don't know. But it's threaded for sure. These are the Schaller S-locks. They're not like the knockoffs. I've used the knockoff ones before too, but I really like the Schaller ones, made in Germany. I really don't know what I had done. I'm trying to. I've already picked through the trash once or twice trying to see if I threw away those set screws or where they may have gone. Maybe they didn't come with it. I don't quite remember. It's been a while since I've installed a set of these, but I'm pretty sure I have lost them. I don't know what thread size that is. I'm gonna have to try to mess around with that, see what I can find. But anyway, these ones seem to work pretty good. Oh wait, never mind. Hold on here. There's the set screw. It's in a different spot. There's a little flathead screw there. Why is this? I'm learning here, live with you guys. I knew there was a set screw on there. There's a little flathead. I don't know if you can, how close I can get to there, right there. You see that? Sort of, a little bit blurry, I know. But there's a little flathead set screw. But this other hole is also threaded. I don't know if you can see the threads, if I can get the light to shine in there. You can kind of see the threads. I don't know what that's about. I guess I got that mixed up. There's the set screw. Well, I'm going to have to snug those down. Yep, there it is on both of them. Little set screw poking out, little flathead. And I picked through the trash for nothing. Oh, let's see. I'm getting back on track. But Henry, that's in the past the ones with the nuts. I put a little drop of Loctite on there, then crank that nut down, and that keeps it on there. This one, I believe with the addition of the set screw, now that I discovered I didn't toss it, will help with that coming loose. But yes, that is a little bit annoying. I kind of like this new design. It's kind of nice not to have to use a wrench. Let's see. Paul says, no, need to use more than a strap button to keep Gibson safe. Those things are made looking for a place to break their headstock. Yeah. And I don't have any Gibsons, but I never wanted to lose a guitar, especially on stage. So all of my guitars, with the exception, I think, of one, have this style of strap lock. Most of them are the Schallers. I do have one or two that have like some of the knockoff ones, but it's all this style. The Schaller's my preferred one. Neptune says, I like that logo patch. That is that's laser engraved. So I made, you'll see it in the video, but I made a file that had the outline of the size that I wanted, and then I did another outline of where my stitch line was going to be, and then laser engraved this. So on the laser, I could have cut it, but I didn't want that black burned area. So when you cut stuff with a laser, this is something I was playing around with. You see how the black, or the end, is burnt. Now these aren't oiled or anything, so it looks kind of dry. That's because it is. I didn't want that black edge on this patch, so I just did a really light score of the line, which gave me a cut line. I could cut it out, and then I already had the outline of where to punch it for the stitches. So yeah, I like the way that looks. I almost didn't dye the strap, and it would have been the same color, but after getting it together, I like that contrast. I like the color a lot better this way. It makes it stand out more. Henry says, I do the same thing with projects. Keep a notebook, try to move them up, down in priority, and know how much effort's needed. Helps me decide what to do with the time I have. I do the same thing, man. I have a giant list of things I want to do, and then as I'm going through the month or two on my calendar, I try to roughly plan out what I'm going to work on. That lets me make sure I have time to order materials, parts, supplies, all that sort of thing. And then, of course, you know, other projects come up and I need to shuffle around, but I just use Google Calendar to kind of schedule the projects that I have a main brainstorming list, and then those go over and I try to plan them out on the calendar. Paul says, does the wifey know that you've cut up her favorite coat to make guitar straps and skillet handles out of? No coats were harmed in the making of these projects. I have a giant box of scrap leather offcuts. Last year, I think it was, I saw a post on Marketplace. A local leather worker, craftsman, had posted he's trying to clear out a bunch of offcuts, and I went over there. He was selling them for like $20 for these big boxes, $20 a piece or something like that. And I think he charged me. I paid him like $20, and I left there with 3 giant boxes of leather, way more than I needed, and even had room to store. But he just kept saying, "Oh, here, take this one. Take this one too." And I'm like, "How much?" He's like, "Yeah, $20." So I've used some of it. I gave a fairly good sized box away not too long ago, and I still have like a giant plastic tote of these offcuts of leather. So some of them are small. This is one that this is where I cut the strap off of, but I got quite a lot. None of them are giant pieces, but they're great offcuts for little projects, and I saved all of the ones that I thought were long enough for a guitar strap because I knew I wanted to make a guitar strap. Henry says there's a reuse art place in Denver similar to Restore called Recreative. They have tons of random art and similar supplies. Had a bunch of leather working stuff, also art parts in Boulder. Interesting. I've not heard of the Recreative. I wonder. I'm going to be in Denver. Ooh, I got that announcement. I'll get to that in a minute. I will be in Denver in March. I wonder if they'll be open. Neptune says, hey, Harry. Robert says, strap looks nice. I like the color and the contrasting patch with the name of the company. Thanks, man. Harry Dude says, yep, shop is back open. Lots of jobs coming in already. Already 5 guitars, half a dozen pick guards to get caught up on, plus 1 amp in and another on the way. Gonna be busy. Right on. Harry Dude says, big fan of the original Schaller strap lock. Got them on all my gigging guitars. Grover now makes the old Schaller one. The old ones, like with the nut, or this style. This is that new style. The S-Lock. They changed the name. I forget what they were called before. There, if you want to go check it out. Schaller.info/S-Locks. You can't see that. There you go. Henry says, I wonder if a CNC could be used to drill holes in leather for stitching. I think so. I don't see why you couldn't. I've seen people drill with a drill press for all of the holes. I've even thought about the scrap piece is buried in the trash. Well, no, it's not. Too bad. I was even playing around with cutting out the stuff and burning the holes with the leather. Now you can see this was a test piece and they're all over the place. But yeah, I think you could. Some of these holes go all the way through. I'm sure you can't see that. I can see light shining through some of these. I wanted to see how that would work. But you would have to be okay with this black burned edge. Now, a lot of times edges will get painted anyway, so I think that could be fine depending on your project. This is something else that I want to mess with. You could use the laser to cut these holes. Another thing you can do for cutting the leather with a CNC machine, they make a drag knife. I don't know if you guys have seen that, where it basically takes a similar concept to a vinyl cutter. And I've even seen some 3D printed ones that use the cartridge for a vinyl cutter. But they make these that you put a utility blade in there, and rather than turning on the CNC, you just chuck this thing in, and it goes around and cuts your piece. Something else that I want to mess around with, trying to cut out patterns and stuff like that. I think there's something there that you know, you could really use to help speed up projects. But yeah, this something I've been playing with. Neptune says, agreed. The contrast worked. Right on. Paul says, I use a lot of leather in guitar building. Sell a few Waylon Jennings tellies and their leather-covered bodies. I love the Waylon's leather guitar. It's so cool. And I've thought about doing some stuff like that. You know, I think if you wrap the edge in leather and then bound it, you know, to lock the ends in, I think it could have a cool look. But yeah, the Waylon's telly, it's cool. Harry Dude says, Schaller makes the new S-locks, but Grover, oh, they let Grover make the old style with the nut. Gotcha. Interesting. Neptune says, Clow42 made a drag knife on his channel. I feel like I may have seen that one. I know I've watched some of his videos. I'd have to go back and see exactly which one that is. Pretty sure I've seen that one. If not, I know I've seen some of his stuff. So yeah, so got this guy done, working on editing the video, and I've started picking through my supplies to build a new guitar. If you haven't been following, like, on the Facebook page or anything like that, there is the Colorado Guitar Show and Luthiers Expo. It's a mouthful of the title, but that is March the 26th up in Denver, and really an awesome time. I did a vlog style video of just visiting the show last year. Well, Haley Guitars is officially signed up as a vendor, exhibitor, whatever you want to call it. I will be there with a few of the guitars on March 26th in Denver. So if anybody's in the Denver area, mark your calendars for March 26th and make plans to attend the show. It's awesome. So many handmade guitars, beautifully done instruments, all kinds of awesome stuff to see. There's going to be some of the local music shops are there selling some things, and it's just pretty much anything guitar related. My buddy Greg from Skyscraper Guitars, he's going to be there with a table, and yeah, it's just a cool. It was so cool last year, and I'm super pumped to be able to be there this year. But that being said, I need a new guitar to take up there, so I'm gonna build a cigar box guitar. I've got a couple of my regular models to take up there, but I thought, well, let's take something a little bit different that likely we won't see somewhere else. Could be wrong, but so I started combing through the piles, trying to figure out what I want to do. I dug out this piece of, you can't see that at all. What's up with this color? It's like all washed out. There you go, sort of. This piece of flamed maple that I was thinking about using, but I'm not super happy with the grain orientation. It's flat sawn, which I'm totally okay with for a cigar box, but the grain's just a little, come on, focus. It starts out sort of straight, but not, and then Come on. And then I get up here and it does some weird stuff. It's probably going to be fine for what it is, but it does have a little bit of a twist. And then I found I got a couple of these pieces of mahogany that I think I might end up using for that. I don't know. I got to keep digging through what I have. I'm just gonna build a regular 3-string cigar box. It's gonna have a humbucker in it. I'm even gonna try gold fret wire because I should have brought the box over that I'm gonna use. The box has some gold lettering on the top. I got a gold bridge coming, a little mini 3-string humbucker. I've got 3 gold tuners left from a previous project, gold fret wire, and I think it'll be fun. So I'm going to start on that. Maybe not next, but very soon, in the next week or so. I'm going to start on it and get that thing wrapped up for the Colorado Guitar Show and Luthier's Expo. I always feel like you have to say that very slowly. Robert said, "Good luck getting a few guitars ready for the show." Thanks, man. I have a couple already. If for some reason I need to, I'll take one of mine up there that I've been keeping. If I just need another display piece, but I only have one. I only got one table. It's a they're doing you enter per table. You can buy 1 table, 2 table, 10 tables, however many tables you need. But well, I don't know about 10. I don't know if they'd say 10. They might. I don't know. So I only have one table. It's just a 6-foot table. Working on getting the display ready. I've got the table cover ordered. I got to start digging around and see if I still have my regular guitar stands. Those single guitar stands that I can set on the table. I feel like I got rid of those. So I may have to order up a couple of those guitar stands and just kind of start working out the display. I got to restock on stickers. Might make some. I'll make some sort of giveaway items and that sort of thing. But yeah, probably will be in the next month or two. I probably will be doing several videos on just making things for getting ready for the show to kind of help promote the show. But I'm really excited. I can't wait to be up there. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, like I said, Skyscraper Guitars is going to be there with his awesome orange tools, which, ooh, hold that thought. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Stay there. I'm right here. Don't leave. I'll be right there with you. Sorry about that. That was very unprofessional of me to just leave you guys hanging. But I had to grab some cool stuff that I want to show you. Watch and Learn Thomas says, "Are you going to bring the OM?" No, I am not. Mainly for one reason and one reason only. That, you guys know that was a learning practice guitar, and as nice as it turned out and as awesome as it sounds, I'm not taking it to the show. There are, I just don't feel that it's show material. I mean, I will show anybody the guitar, but I don't think I need to put it up there on display. Harry Dude says, "I'm still waiting for the Subtonic, dude." I got an update for you. I have all but completed. The Subtonic is the bass model that the model of bass guitar that I want to make. I have, but my goal with that has been to try to do the whole thing drawn. I don't even know how to talk right now. I seem to have forgotten. I want to draw the whole thing entirely in Fusion 360 first. Because I want to try to use that as the sort of the first complete model to try to cut on the CNC machine. I've got the body modeled. I've got, and that's pickup cavities, neck pockets, the shape that I want to use. I have the neck modeled. I might need a couple of tweaks, but it is close enough that I feel I could start cutting at least test pieces. Where I'm at right now is getting everything laid out so that I can hopefully flip it and still keep my registration. I got a buddy here in town, Brandon, who builds Talon guitars. So if you guys are looking for someone to follow, go check out Talon Guitars. And he builds awesome bass guitars. But I got to catch up with him one of these days and pick his brain, because he does his the way I'm thinking I'm gonna do mine. I think the way he does his. So I need a few more tips and just trying to get everything registration wise set up. But it's close. Harry dude, the Subtonic is very close. Hopefully, quite soon I think I'm gonna get some foam. That thick 2-inch foam or whatever, and do some test cuts with that. But yes, we're getting there, man. It's close. Neptune says you can call it Smoking Gold. Yeah, Smoking Gold cigar box guitar. Robert says, you need to at least take some photos of your acoustic guitar you just finished. Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, I need to get some good pictures of it. I haven't actually tried to do like photo shoot type pictures, but I need to do that. Also for the show, I was thinking about setting up like a playlist of some of the build videos and just having it playing, kind of on a loop, so that anytime someone walks up to the table, there's a video there of some process of one of the guitars. So I think I will do that. I haven't. Yeah, I'm still working out the bugs. I've never been a vendor at anything like this before. I don't like the word vendor, but technically I guess that's what we are. Henry says you can make some guitar stands. I was thinking of trying to make a foldable one, like a Cooper stand. Funny you should mention that, Henry. I've got tons of things like this that I haven't done anything with on the channel yet because I've been working it out behind the scenes, like the bass guitar. I also, about 2 years ago, started on a folding guitar stand. I've got several mock-ups, test pieces, and I need to get back to that too. That might be a cool project to throw on the CNC, cut them out, and voila. Yeah, so I might do that. Paul says, Dallas Guitar Show's coming up in May. Gonna be at that one. Right on, man. Paul says, shooting for 8 guitars and about 30 bodies for sale, and working on giveaway stuff also. Nice. I think for this one, since I don't really know what to expect, I am going to take at least 3, maybe 4, just for 3 of them that'll be for sale. One of them, if I take it, won't be for sale, but as a display. It all depends on how much room I have. Like I said, I only have one table, so as I start to mock up my setup, I'll figure out what kind of space I have. I don't want to set things in front. I remember last year some people had some stuff in front, I think, in some of the areas. Don't want to do that because people are going to be walking by and I can just see, blam, something falling over. So I want to keep everything on the table. If I have room, maybe beside the table. I don't really know what kind of room we're going to have exactly. Plus, I need to have a little bit of space for, stickers and something else. I want to have something else that's cool for, just for giveaway things. But I'm still working on all of that. But it's going to be awesome. Rogue says, yo, Jeff, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy? Not much, man. How you doing? What's crack-a-lacking with you? Robert says, doing CNC guitar carving. Check out Ewar Guitars. He's using and showing his process of using the CNC to cut things out. Right on. I feel like I've seen some of Ewar's stuff, but I'll have to go back and refresh my brain. Rogue says, put together my first serious RC car for a buddy who was having trouble with it. Never knew how involved they were. It was fun. Right on. Man, I used to love RC cars. I never got really into the, super advanced versions. But I remember as a kid, I always had, one of the cheaper ones, and they were so much fun. I have driven several. I had a buddy I used to work with who was really into them. I mean, he'd build his own chassis and stuff like that. Man, they're just so cool, and you can get as advanced with those as you want. I mean, it's just like anything else. It's how deep of a dive do you want to take? But yeah, they're so cool. Neptune says, I would definitely do the playlist. Bam, right on. I will do that. The other thing I got to decide is, do I want to take a separate screen, like a little TV or something, and have it just plugged into the laptop or whatever and have it playing? I'm not sure how to do that. I guess I could even use this. It's just not very big. And Neptune says, Jeff needs to go to the Dallas show. I'd go to that one. Right on. That would be cool. A little bit of a drive, but it would be awesome. Paul says, order a couple hundred guitar picks to give away. Funny story. Well, not really funny story, I guess. I've been wanting to do custom picks for a long time. There's two kinds of picks that I use. And these are the ones that I would want to give away. You can't really read this anymore, but this is the Dunlop Tortex. I use the orange, and I use the yellow. What is this, a 60? And the yellow is like a 72 or something like that. I wanted to get these exact picks with the Dunlop logo on one side and Haley Guitars on the other, so that you knew that this was just not one of those like giveaway picks. I have a lot of those picks. I got a bunch of them last year from the show from some of the guys there. I don't ever use those. So I wanted to do ones like this, or at least some of the brand name ones that that I could give away, that I knew that I would personally use. I don't want to buy a ton of the ones that I won't use. Yes, it's cool to have a pick with a company's name on it, but in my opinion, I could have 5,000 of those things. I will not pick those up and play with them. I will find the oldest used orange or yellow Dunlop pick, and all the others just stay in a jar. But you can custom order Dunlop picks. You can custom order these with custom printing on there. But they will not, you cannot do it with this turtle logo. I've gone back and forth with the team at Dunlop to get Haley Guitars and this Tortex logo. All they can do is put Dunlop, like just a plain text. And I mean, I might eventually go that route, but that's what I originally wanted. Because I wanted that on there because to me that's kind of like what I grab onto, that grippy thing. Like you can feel it, the printing on there. Not so much on this one anymore, but I can feel the print. So that's until I can figure out how to get this. I probably won't do custom guitar picks, but I've wanted to for years. That's my hang up with printed picks. Henry says, if you make some straps or a similar smaller sale item, you could get people through the door to your shop. Yes, that's another thing I was thinking. Like the straps would be awesome, and if I can squeeze the time out, I might try to make a few more because it wasn't all that difficult. There goes the pick. At least it didn't fall into an acoustic. But I was thinking too, like maybe a leather coaster. And I got a bunch of scraps of leather. I could zap out a few, square coasters, put the logo in there, slop a coat of oil on it, and be done with it. Henry said, or put the CNC to work and make some giveaways or easy sales like small guitar pick trays. I like that. I've made several of those guitar pick trays. Yeah, that's the kind of things that I'm thinking. What do I have materials for, and what can I knock out relatively easily? Neptune says, can you laser engrave those picks? That's a good thought. I'm going to have to try that. Smoke's pouring out. I haven't tried. There's so many things I haven't tried with the laser yet. I'm going to have to try it. Yeah, I wonder if you can. Well, we're going to find out. Dan's here. Dan says, hey, love your content. I'm a drummer. Have you ever made drumsticks? Right on, Dan. Well, thank you for that. No, I have not made drumsticks, mainly because I don't have a lathe. And, yeah, that's really, that's the only reason. I think it'd be awesome to make your own drumsticks and then be able to use those to play. But no, I have not done that. Hair Dude says, picks with company logos are just glorified business cards. I don't think anyone actually uses them as picks. I know. See, and that's, to me, if I'm going to give away picks, I want to give away picks that somebody's going to use. Because, like I said, I've got like a guitar pick shaped bowl. It's just got a ton of extra picks in there. But I think they're cool and a cool giveaway. But I almost feel like nobody uses them after the fact. Rogue says, I had no idea the engineering aftermarket parts, every little bearing, pin, nuts, bolts. Of course, I rigged on headlights and a drone camera, drove it remotely from half a mile at night. Nice, that's cool. Wood says, the Burls are the best guitar maker on YouTube. Is that a question? I think Paul spoke a little on that there. He says he makes some cool stuff, but even he will tell you a lot of them are wall hangers. He has found something that works for him. And he gets tons of views doing it. And some of them are pretty cool. And yeah. Paul says, second time this week you mentioned needing a lathe. Sounds like next buy. Yeah, like you said in your comment, do I have room for it? No, no, I don't. I think I can about draw the line here. Although I'm sure I'll find something else and figure out somewhere to put it. But it's getting pretty scarce. I can barely walk around in a couple areas here. Mainly because I have materials that used to be stored neatly. I had to move them to make room for stuff. And now, one day. Henry says they're leather trays. You can wet them, make a form mold, and press the leather into the forms. They harden up and make great catch-all or pick trays. Yeah. Harry Dude says drill holes in the picks and put them on a key ring. Yeah. And then what do I do with the key ring, though? I mean, that'd be cool as just a novelty kind of display thing, I guess. But I wouldn't put it on my key ring because I don't like a lot of stuff on my actual key ring. Rogue says, Harry Dude, you're onto something there. Yes, I think that would be a cool way to show them off. I don't know where they are. I have some big ones, like maybe a 3-inch ring, and they split, and they hinge open. You could just slap them on there, and they clip back shut. I think something like that would work really good. Henry says, or maybe you could make a laser engraved business card that's also a string action gauge. Okay, I'm done with the ideas. I like that idea, man. I do. I do. Laser engraved business cards is actually one of the things that I want to make, or at least to make like maybe a little display thing that has a couple of scannable barcodes on there, like those QR code deals. You know, and maybe one says, check out Haley Guitars on YouTube, and that one takes you to the YouTube channel, and one says Home Built Workshop, YouTube, something like that, so that, you know, people you can walk by and... But I like the business card idea too, and that's also something I've been thinking about making, because it'd be cool to hand out. My local lumberyard, JW Hardwoods, their business cards they're made out of real wood. It's like I don't think I have one out here. I'd show you. They're actually pretty cool. It's a plywood almost, but it's like, I don't know, a millimeter or two. Super thin. It has, it's a regular business card size. They're very cool. Just stuff like that is what I'm going to try to make it. You know, something like that. I want to have a few more handmade things other than just guitars. You know, I want to have some giveaways, maybe a couple items to sell. We'll see how that goes. But I like that setup gauge idea. Rogue says keychains. Ooh, that'd be a good idea too. I got to look around online too. There's several places you can buy supplies, you know, for laser engraving and that sort of thing, that I'm probably going to check out. Paul says, just ordered a new benchtop jointer, spiral head cutter from Grizzly. Tired of replacing blades on my Porter cable. Gonna sell it to recoup some of the price. Nice, man. That'd be awesome. A spiral cutter joiner. I've thought about swapping out the head in mine, because you can get a kit, you know, to switch to a spiral. And I just think it would be so cool. Or the Shelix head or whatever. And Paul said you can cut down small trees and make cookies out of them that you can engrave and give away. I used to have a ton, like a whole bucket full of these little offcuts. Several years ago, there was a lady that lived local here, and she did a lot of craft, little, like, super cool, like little scenes almost, you know, with little miniature trees and all kinds of stuff on this little cookie. And she used to buy those things, you know, by the dozens from me, to do her craft things on there, and they were so awesome. We have one here that she gave me for my daughter, but I don't know if I tossed them when I was cleaning for the CNC, because she had moved away and they sat here for like a year or two, so I never really needed them after that. But yeah, something like that would be cool too. Harry Dude says, make the picks into earrings or even as hang tags for the guitars. I did make, well, funny you mention that, sort of. The guitars that I have right now have basically this as a hang tag, but not these laser cut ones. I made a very crude leather die to cut these shapes out. Then I just punch a hole. It gets tied on with some leather lacing, and these are one of the hang tags that hangs off my guitars that are available for sale. That's what I was trying to replicate with these as leather hang tags. I need to get these oiled because they're super dry. I feel like the laser really dries it out even more. Most of this stuff is kind of old anyway, but yeah, that's what I was trying to do, is leather hang tags. But on the laser, because it's faster. Let's see. Oh, and then earrings. Oh, I should make a few more. So if you guys saw the video, where I did the laser, I made these little horse guitar pick shape earrings out of, I don't know, 1/8" plywood. Could do something like that, make a couple pairs. It's not a craft. I don't want to sell earrings, but it would be cool. Not a craft fair, it's a guitar show. But it might be cool as a giveaway. I don't know. Rogue says, genius, that thin stuff is usually only used to reface old wooden side tables and cabinets and such. Yeah, the thin stuff is super cool, like the veneer, real thin veneer ply. It makes those wooden business cards. I really wish I had one here to show you. I've got one or two around that I've stuck magnets to the back. They're probably inside on the fridge because I don't see them out here. Neptune says, I'd love to have a joiner and planer. Don't have the room in the shop. Shop is mainly a metalworking shop, though. Or a metalworking shop, though. I know what you mean about don't have room. I'd like to have more of a metalworking shop, but I don't have room for that. Paul says, couldn't find a kit for mine because the offboard part of the table is stationary. Manufacturer suggested I buy a compatible model and then order the cutter head. Rogue says they're cool. I did something similar by image transfer. Oh, on the little cookies? Yeah, that's a good idea too. Harry Dude says, was thinking of them as giveaways, not as merch as such. Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, just give them away. That'd be kind of neat. Actually, that would be kind of cool. You just cut them out in wood, put Haley guitars in them, and just give them away. That's a good idea. I like that. Yeah, see, all these ideas. I got to figure out exactly what I'm going to do. I got a month and I got about 2 months roughly. So when I stepped away earlier to grab something to show you, and then I forgot to show you. So a couple weeks ago, no, last Friday, there's a ton of people local here that build guitars, acoustic, electric, basses, all kinds of them. And for months and months, we've been trying to get together kind of a meetup where we could all just meet each other. Several of them I know, but there's so many of them that I haven't yet met. Last Friday, we finally got to be able to meet up, and it was awesome. We met at one guy's shop, and there was 8-10 of us probably there, from all over the area, from like Woodland Park, Colorado, the Springs. I was there, Castle Rock. We all got to meet up, talk shop, see each other's instruments, and it was just an awesome time. But one of the guys that came down was Greg from Skyscraper Guitars, so he was there too, and I finally got to pick up my Radius sanding blocks. Look at that. Is that not the coolest sanding block you've ever seen? So this is a 14-inch, and this is a 16-inch. Totally, they're so cool. I've been wanting long sanding blocks, Radius blocks, for a long time. I've been making mine on the 3D printer, and they work great. But with my printer, I can only go so long. I've been wanting the long ones so that you have less overlap when sanding, right? So, but I'd gotten a hold of Greg before he came down, and I told him, hey, I need to get these. So he brought down this, and he brought down a bunch of other stuff too, just that some of the guys had wanted, and these things are so cool. So if you guys are looking for some cool, that's really bright, some really awesome guitar tools, you got to check out Skyscraper Guitars. I know Greg. I met him last year at the guitar show in Denver, and these things are cool, and I love the color. So definitely check them out. I don't have any sort of affiliate or any sort of relationship like that with Greg, but I really like these, and I highly recommend. I have several of his notch straight edges, his fretboard leveling beams, and all of that, but these things are so cool. He makes all the different sizes. I only have the 14 and the 16. If I have a need for another size, I might grab one at that point, but But Greg's going to be there at the guitar show in Denver. He's got a couple tables. He's going to have a bunch of his stuff there. Yeah, these things are cool. Check out Skyscraper Guitars. Yeah, I think he's going to have some stuff on there that you're going to like, I would imagine. Paul says, wife wants me to build a metal storage rack for holding our firewood. Don't know if my homemade welder will do that. Made out of transformers from 2 microwave ovens. Interesting. Well, Paul, I don't know any better way to find out than to just do it, man. Give it a shot. Norm says, I love stickers from vendors and I put them on my guitar cases and pedalboard cases. Yes, that's a good one, and I know for a fact that I will have tons of stickers there. I just went through the other day and kind of took inventory of what I have, and I know that I need to order some more, so I got to get that order in. I will have plenty of stickers. Rogue says, he says to Paul, that should work. One XFMR would get it done. Plus L brackets, nuts and bolts. And Paul said, I hope so. I've built small things with it, but nothing big. And Paul says, ooh, shiny. Dude, these things are cool. If you've not checked them out, you've got to check them out. Skyscraper Guitars. I think it's just skyscraperguitars.com. Like I said, I personally know Greg, the owner, and super cool dude, great guitar player, and makes awesome stuff. And the color is awesome. One of my favorite colors, red, but I don't know, this, I can't beat this kind of metallic-y orange. I don't know, it's just cool. Paul says, you should be able to cut custom ones on the CNC. Yes, I can. I would, if I did them out of wood, I could do them out of aluminum, but I have no way to do this. These are all extruded, custom, custom molds. He's had all the forms and everything made. But yes, I could totally cut them on the CNC, basically take a block, a rectangular block, and mill this in there. Absolutely. A friend of mine has done that, and he said they work great. But I can't. I don't think I can make it as pretty as these are, for sure. Even if I did it out of aluminum, it would be next to impossible for me to do this, because these are totally extruded and machined. I don't know if I can get this right. You can see I don't know if you can. You can still see the milling marks barely in there. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's extruded and then machined. It's beautiful. And then anodized. Let's see. Rogue says, is it weird? I just want to touch it. Here you go, buddy. Robert says, I've seen some of those skyscraper tools before. Don't remember where I've seen them. I have spotted a few of them in some guitar build videos, but not a ton. So that's why I am absolutely happy to recommend skyscrapers. They're just cool. Spread the word. Henry says, be careful with the microwave oven transformers, though. That's the #1 way we lose electrical hobby makers. Henry says, anyway, not to bring the vibe down, have a great day, everyone. Right on, Henry. You out of here? Take care, buddy. Have an awesome day. Paul says, I don't want to be an ex-luthier because of welding something. Rogue says, LOL, thanks, Henry. I do electricianing for a living. Electricianing? I got to do a little bit of electrician, and I got to replace a light fixture or two here. It's not too difficult. I've done it before, but I am not an electrician. But I know how to, I know the safety measures. Harry Dude says, got the skyscraper Floyd Rose tool. Works well. Yes, a friend of mine bought one of those the other day when we were at our little meetup. Robert says, I may have seen some of those listed on eBay. He might have an eBay shop. I'm not sure. I almost think that he's on Amazon too. I think. Could be wrong. Rogue says, you did a great job refurbing that light. Oh yeah, the bendy light. Paul says, I'm not an electrician, but I play one in my shop. I don't even play one. Like, I'll do the things, but I always try to be very clear. I'm not an electrician. Please be safe. Test your lines first. I do have some cool, the non-contact voltage testers and multimeters and all that kind of stuff that I always use. But yeah, I am not a formal electrician, nor can I even pretend to be. I can't tell you the electrical theories and all of that other stuff. But I got a couple buddies who are, and if I'm really in a jam, I would pick their brain. But for the most part, I just don't get into the complicated stuff because it's it's not my thing. Paul says, I have an electrician buddy, and he assists, approves my stuff as needed. Yeah, there you go. So you call the experts when needed. Right on, guys. I'm trying to think what else really around here at the moment. I think we're pretty well up to speed. I got the guitar strap done. Got to edit the video. I got to another quick project I got to do after that, and then probably start on the cigar box guitar and get this out of the way. Probably, I'm going to share my tentative plans, just because I feel more comfortable putting it out there, and then I have more. It helps me stay on track. So I'm with this guitar show coming up. I've got a few projects that I'm going to knock out for that. I'm thinking that possibly once the guitar show's over with, and I don't have to worry about any more of that stuff, I probably will start a new acoustic build. At least that's what I'm thinking. So March, maybe the end of March, maybe the beginning of April time frame. I don't think I'll get to it before that, maybe, but somewhere around there. That's what I'm thinking. I'm saying it out loud to you guys, so you can hold me to it. Or at least be like, hey, what happened to that acoustic build? I got a handful of things to catch up on here. The cigar box build, then get this stuff ready for the show, and then I'm going to jump on another acoustic. Again, I probably won't do the long series like I did last year, but definitely it's going to happen. Probably 2 of them. I think I've decided what I want to do, but I'm gonna mull that over first. But it will happen. There's going to be more. So I'm just letting you guys know kind of what's going through my brain, and you can kind of be on the lookout for what's happening. When you start to see a post or something about it, you're like, aha, there we go. Rogue says, that's good, Paul. We are handy to have around. Rogue says, always a pleasure, Jeff. Good to see you, man. And he says, cool. It was only a matter of time. I knew it. Yep. Don't worry. I'm not going to stop building electrics. But I feel like one acoustic is not... It's a huge accomplishment, but it's not quite enough to feel confident completely in the process. So I got to do a couple more. One of them, if I'm not going to spill the beans yet in case plans change, but one of them I think is going to be definitely very cool, at least to me. And as we get closer into it, I'll let you know. But I'm going to leave it at that. Heritage says pretty strict regulations on electrical work here in Australia. I can rewire appliances, but not fix or install wiring. Not an electrician, but certified appliance tester. Paul says, I wired my whole shop, plugs, lights, breaker box myself, and he tied it into the breaker box in the garage. When I got the permit for my solar, they looked at the shop wiring and approved it also. Right on. Rook says, can you make a hybrid guitar, like acoustic electric kind of thing? Now, Norm says, hand-carved mandolin. Dude, that would be cool. Rogue says, hybrid, is that even a thing? Acoustic with electric parts. Would it... I don't see why you couldn't. How about an electric with acoustic parts? Acoustic bridge? Huh. Interesting. Right on, guys. We're gonna wrap this up. I gotta get to editing. But I like that idea. I'm gonna think about that a little bit. Right on, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you enjoy these lives, please hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. Supposedly, everybody else says it helps the algorithms, but I really don't know. But I'd appreciate it if you hit it anyway. Right on, guys. Thanks a lot. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button as well. I'd love to have you on. Remember, weekly live streams right here on the YouTubes every Wednesday. Project videos over the weekend. So, thanks again. You guys stay safe. Take care. Stay warm. Play your guitars. Build some cool things. Get on your shop. Work with your hands. We'll catch you guys later. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you.